Security, as I say, is just a sensation. I'm going to prove to you that security is just a feeling. You're probably saying, no, Ron, what are you talking about? Security is something you acquire, something you get, something you keep, something you work for, and something you earn. To which I say to you, and I'm going to prove to you without a shadow of a doubt, that security is just a feeling. So, how do you actually overcome insecurity? How do you get that security? And I'm going to show you a system in a way that you can acquire security. Don't you love systems? Because there's one way to say you can intuitively get something in some way, but there's another way, it's another thing to say I have a system to acquire something. Because systems is something you can rely upon. When you do one thing, you get to the next step, the next step, the next step. So it's essentially a step-by-step process in which you can acquire security. So let's begin with the idea, what is the definition of insecurity? So that how will you be able to overcome insecurity if you don't know what it means? Insecurity is, when you search it on Google, it's your uncertainty about yourself and your lack of confidence about yourself. And we're gonna note that and solve that in this video. And what I'm gonna help you actually is I'm gonna help you become free. Why is it important to become free? Because it's the greatest feeling in the world, and it's a feeling that you would not want to trade anything for. It's a feeling of freedom. And I'll begin with this. Before we go over how to solve insecurity, let's go over the fundamental drives of human beings for men and women. So I'll go over it for men. Men recognize at the outset, recognize throughout their life, at the very beginning, that security and independence are incompatible. In other words, if they were to seek security, they let go of the seeking for independence. But if they want independence and they go for independence, they recognize that there's no security when there's independence. They recognize that if they want to build their own company, then there's no security because everything is, you have to do everything yourself or build a team around it. But if they work for someone else, there's security, but there's no independence. Now, men recognize this very, very early on, but women is a little bit different and they have a deeper craving. And for women, they have a deep craving for security. So for women, they begin with, I require security first, and then I'll get the approval thing handled if I even need it. And so boys become men when they recognize that to seek the approval of anyone you don't care for nor admire is insane. To go through life being self-validated and self-approved is when a boy becomes a man. A girl becomes a woman when she recognizes that her security comes from her alone. But how does she do that? This is now where you get over insecurity, by recognizing this fundamental fact that security is just a sensation, it's just a feeling. You have a sensation of security. There is no such thing as security, no matter how much you work for it, no matter how many billions you have in the bank. Doesn't matter if you're Steve Jobs and have more money in the bank than the government and have pancreatic cancer at age 54, have no security. It doesn't matter if you're a wealthy billionaire and you're on a plane and the plane is crashing into the ground at 800 miles per hour and there's no stopping it. There's no rescuing it, there's no stopping it. And you recognize all this money in the world that I have, no matter if it's the richest man or woman in the world, means nothing, has no security. How many people do you imagine? You have a front door, maybe you have a rear door. I have a front door here. How many people do you imagine walk by your front door every single day? Maybe 20, maybe let's say 100 people walk by your door every single day. Now let's say one of those 100 or one of those 20 wanted to break into your house. What's stopping them from breaking into your house? Nothing can stop anyone from breaking into your house. Every single one of us has windows. We don't live. Every single one of us has breakable through door, and we have windows. We don't live in cement blocks that are invasion proof. And so security is just a sensation. It just, the perception of security, when you see the locks and the person outside sees the locks, they say, it's more trouble to break into this home than it's worth it. But if I wanted to, I could. So it gives them the perception and gives you the sensation of security. Security is just a sensation. There's no such thing that will provide you security. So how do you actually get security? The only security that exists, let me see if my audio is still on. Okay. The only security that actually exists is your ability to keep your head above water and inspire other people to help you if you need it. Your ability to survive and inspire the skill that you have to inspire other people to help you when you need it. So what is the system you can follow for you to be able to get security? Remember, the definition of insecurity is uncertainty about yourself and lack of confidence about yourself. And confidence, you've heard me say, is what you know to be true, what you can rely upon to be true. If you can't rely upon it, you can't have confidence over it. It doesn't matter how many books you read about tightrope walking. Your first try about tightrope walking, you're not going to do it on top of a building 20 stories high. You're going to do it 1 foot off the ground. Why? Because you haven't yet developed what you know to be true. You haven't yet developed what you're self-confident about, what you know you could actually do. The rest of the time before you actually develop your self-confidence is merely self-estimation. So it is a system for you to be able to become self-secure. So security, remember, is your ability to keep your head above water and inspire other people to help you if you need it. What you need to develop is a system for you to develop skills to inspire people. What does it mean to inspire people to help you if needed? Let's say I did a comment on Anna Bay, and there was a commenter in there, and he says, well, he was sarcastically saying, we're so much for being your own woman and secure if you're a sugar baby. To which I replied to him that the ability to inspire someone to give you allowance, perhaps it's several $1 million of allowance, is a skill. Did you understand that not many people have the skill to inspire other people to trade value for their time? That's a powerful skill. She has security because she has a skill to inspire other people to provide her value, whether if it's merely just spending time with them, such as a sugar baby does. That's a powerful skill. What is your ability to inspire other people to help you if you need it? You can take everything away from me, all my real estate, all my businesses. You can parachute me into anywhere in the world, and I will be on my own 2 feet. And I will create security for myself. Why? Because I have the ability and the skill to inspire other people to help me if I need it. What are some of these skills? The skill to trade value, skill of trading, skill of inspiring them, seduction. Seduction is getting somebody to do something they wanted to do already. So if somebody were looking for a car, and I sell them a car, it's because I've seduced them to get them what they wanted to do all along, was to buy that car. I have the ability to inspire people to see the value in something, to inspire people your ability to inspire people. One of them is getting somebody to employ you for your skills and say, hey, you are a valuable person. You inspire me to employ you to work for me. I'll provide you an exchange of value, in this case, monetary value, in exchange for your services. How can somebody pay me $1,000 an hour for a massage? It's because I've inspired them enough. They say, this is incredibly valuable. I would love to trade this for the service that you provide. So 15 seconds to go. The system is that you develop your skills, and then your confidence, you build upon the things so you can develop the skill, you develop knowledge about yourself, your reliance about yourself to be able to do something.